Why is it? It should be coming through on that mic, not my... Have I been streaming on the crappy mic? Or is this mic not any better? I don't know. I'm not sure. Hi chat, hi stream. I don't even know if... I've been using this new mic for a couple weeks now. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know if I like it. It's really, like, annoying. I'd really just rather have, like, a headset mic. Because, like, this one's all up in my freaking face and getting dog hair on it. I don't even know if it sounds better. But hi. So, I figure I need to work on thumbnails and some other stuff. Because... You know, setting it up like this is easy and it's convenient, but it's not particularly interesting and it doesn't particularly, you know, sing to me as an artist, right? Also, I'm sorry if my fan is coming through, but here, how hot is it where I live? Let's just take a fun little detour. Because it's currently 90 degrees in my apartment. Okay, who wants to explain to me why it's 81 degrees outside, but it's 90 degrees inside my apartment? But we are in peak usage hours, which means if I run my AC right now, it's going to cost me $300. And your girl does not have $300. So instead, we all just have to suffer through hearing my fan and having it only kind of help me. Whee! But anyway, as I was saying, I figure, and I'm probably just going to get started while we're at it, you know. This isn't really inspired, let's say. It's not very inspired to, what did I just... Oh. If you could work, I'd appreciate that. Okay, so we're gonna make a new folder here. And I know my big old head is over there in the folder space, but that's fine. It's not super important. So I'm gonna put all the stuff originally there into old... What are you doing? No, I'm trying to rename this folder. Okay, so old thumb. Okay, and then we're going to put together a new folder, which is new thumb. Ooh. I was considering putting music together for this, and I still don't know if I should or not. Because, you know, copyright and all that, but, like, I'm pretty sure streams kind of don't get copyrighted, really. Not to the same extent. I know that shorts don't. Well, I don't know how that works with streams, I'm going to be honest. But, regardless, I figure just like an hour of drawing and yapping is fun. So let's lower that. So I figure, you know, this is like a me and Holly thing, right? So, maybe... we'll do like a me and a Holly in the same like style, right? Do a little fun outline there, right? You know, I'm not used to drawing and talking at the same time. It's kind of like a weird... I also have up here... So, yeah, I used to listen to a lot of podcasts while I drew. But, like, especially back when I was in, I guess I don't really have, like, we're still in the sketch zone. the zone of sketching. Because I'm also trying to... Ooh, maybe I shouldn't have the under eye thing then. Because that eyelid is pretty... whatever, you know? But, yeah, what have we been up to? I have just been working on school, like, non-stop. So that's fun. We had, like, a bit of an incident over the weekend, which I didn't really mention on stream yesterday or anything. Maybe it would be good to have this in black and white when I get around to it. I just like sketching in color. But yeah, I had a bit of an incident over the weekend where my professor accidentally gave everyone in the class a failing grade. So what had happened was she was using, I think it was Turnitin, which I've had issues with Turnitin in the past, so I don't know if it's just not the thing to use, or if she just did it wrong, but basically instead of having all of the grades being like something out of 20 or whatever, right, she accidentally put it out of 100. So everybody's grades were skewed by a lot, like bad. So that was fun, except it really wasn't. Here, what are we doing for this there? That's a good guideline there. Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, that's pretty good. There we go. Yeah, we've suddenly kicked into gear. It's not all just reading anymore. Now it's a bunch of reading and writing, except not like the fun kind of writing that I like. Nah. How hard is an ahoge? Gosh. There, that's fine. Should we do hair down version? There we go. That's fine. Okay. Should I do... Oops. Maybe that? Okay. I'm still getting used to the buttons on this tablet. Oopsie daisy. But yeah, a bunch of us in our class group chat were kind of freaking out about that a bit, which I had like a funny feeling like it was nothing to worry about. because I was just sitting there. Maybe it's a little cocky of me, but I was just sitting there going like, ain't no way. Like, I've never gotten that bad of a grade on an essay, so there's just no way. Which there wasn't, because it was an accident. I'm not liking what's going on over here. I'm gonna be honest. Let's fix this. Let's fix this. Because I wasn't liking what was happening over there. There. I kind of like that more, and then that way too. Yeah, that's fine. It's not like it needs to be perfect, you know? There. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So I think just for convenience sake, I will leave this as just me. You know, we got stuff to do. But I have been doing Amori with my friend, which has been fun. I've been meaning to play Amori for a really long time. But just haven't. A big thing about my channel and wanting to stream in general has just been like a means to like start and continue games. I have a horrible habit of like starting games and then like not finishing them. And I don't want to do too much of that. I want to do a little bit of that. But yeah, ever since, I mean, even like on this channel so far, there have been a couple games that I've not finished yet, whether I intend to go back to them or not. There's some that I do, like Subnautica. I do fully plan on going back to Subnautica at some point, and then there's others like I wasn't big on Slime Rancher, so probably won't go back to that. Here, and then we're gonna do a funny little stealing situation. Oh, what's going on? Hello. Please work with me and not against me. Okay. Except I do kind of want to keep the text part, because yeah. Okay, boop, and then doot. Okay, so we're gonna go in here and sorta, ooh, maybe this will work. Wait. Oh, that's the eraser. Duh. And then we're gonna do a little save. But yeah, I fully intend on going back to Subnautica at some point. I just kind of wanted a break from it because it's scary. I know. Okay. Addressing the elephant in the room. I know what it seems like with me being like, oh, I want to take a break from Subnautica because it's scary, and then going and playing a game like Amori. I get it. I do. I get it. I have some self-awareness. But they're scary and like Amori's mostly been like it's the same with like a lot of those like RPG Maker esque like horror games. Like I know that's kind of like, I don't know if that's what most people call the genre or if that's just what Holly and I call the genre, but it's like that old like era, older I guess I should say, era of like those like, you know, the old RPG Maker games, like the Ib, Mad Father, The Witch's House, yada yada, right? Which we love those games. But oh, oopsie daisy. But I don't know that Amori was made with I don't think it was made with RPG Maker, but like who am I don't know if it was or not. Oh come on, this is not that hard. Okay. Maybe I should change the font here, but so yeah, I don't think it was made with that, but it's of a similar like vibe. It's like the 8-bit horror, right? Which I've been having fun. I have been liking it. But it's not anywhere near as like ooga booga spooky as like it's more spooky. I'll say that. It is more spooky than it is like scary, which Subnautica is scary. Would it be better if I had that? Yeah, probably. I'll have to change that, but I think it's looking pretty good so far. Maybe I could do to have my figure over a little. Okay. Oh, whoa, whoop. Okay. Sorry if any of this seems stilted, by the way. I'm still kind of getting used to, like, talking while I draw. I'm used to, like, that's one thing I kind of miss about art school, is that I could just kind of throw on a podcast and, like, listen and draw. Though, I do... That's also another thing, like, I miss it in the sense of just, like, school in general. Like, I can't really put on a podcast while I'm, like, reading 10 books, you know what I mean? Because as a literature major now, a lot of my schooling is just reading. And not a lot of, you know... Like, I listen to a lot of audiobooks now as I'm, like, out and about, but I can't really listen to anything while I'm working on, like, assignments and stuff. Fortunately, it takes you out of it. I'm wondering if... Because I'm wondering if my eye color would... What? I had a... Oh, there we go. I'm wondering if the eye color could fit here, or if I should just keep it fully black and white. You know what I mean? Here, maybe... Well, no, it's actually probably a good thing to use the pencil brush in this circumstance, because then it looks like sketchy still. Maybe. But yeah, I wanted to start doing art streams again, and want to try doing them fairly consistently, because, like, I mean, one, life is a drag, and art keeps us alive, but I haven't really been on top of, like, you know, drawing regularly, and that bums me out because I love to draw. But I just haven't been lately. And did that look better with the black and just as the black? Maybe. Here. Well, either way, I'll go ahead and save this one here like this, because I think I accomplished what I wanted to with this one. So next thumb is going to be a bit more ambitious. Maybe I shouldn't do the peak one, because I was going to do it with the others, with their fun designs, with what their funny guys are dressed up as. But it doesn't hurt to at least just like do like a mock-up, I guess. Old thumb. But yeah, I was like, well, I have a lot of stuff that I would like to get done, like to work on the channel and stuff. Like like I was saying earlier, these kinds of thumbnails they're convenient, they're to the point, but they're not really imagined, they're not really like unique or fun, I guess. So I'm like, maybe I could do my own fun ones. What would I even do for peak? I'll admit, I didn't really go into this with an idea. So maybe just... Here, we'll just go ahead and keep the mountain and stuff. Or, yeah, we'll just do mountains. And then, because, yeah, it's all the... Here, this is just going to be like a little, well, I guess, thumbnail of a thumbnail. Because, thumbnail in art is the, like little, ooh, here's a little design. Okay. So, and then maybe we'll keep the funny rock. And then all the funny rock features there. We did get the funniest, we Holly and I got the funniest guy in chat on Monday, I think it was, when we played. Which, it was so random, but we got this guy who started going off about Charlie Kirk, which I'm not really wanting to talk about him on this channel because I don't really want to. How are these guys? What's their anatomy like? They look like normal guys. They're like little like that, and then they're like little that, and then they got funny arms and heads. Okay. But he said something that hasn't left my mind since. Whoa, I just made myself look buff. But he was like, my channel is amazing because I do the 3 a.m. Charlie Kirk challenge. And all of us immediately were like, yo, what does that mean? Exactly. How do I want to do this? Ooh, wait, okay. Maybe it'd be more interesting to do... Oh, that'd be funny. Like, doing like a pointing away sort of thing. Like, oh, the peak is obviously here, but if I'm over here... Like... The funny thing. Like... like a... Ooh, like looking over here, but the peak is over there. That's funny. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Okay, so we'll keep that sketch. And then do like a more in-depth... I'm like, should I make my funny round guy? Here, maybe I should sketch it in like that fuchsia color that I usually am when I play peak. We'll do like a pink. There, that's fun. I don't remember what my little outfit looks like, so I'll just kind of do like a mock-up, and then maybe I'll come in and add like details later. But yeah, we've been really liking the Amori stream. It's been really nostalgic doing it again with a friend. I have been really liking my streams with friends, largely because, like, you know, I haven't gotten a lot of chats and stuff yet. I've gotten people coming in like here and there, which I've been super appreciative of, but it's not always enough people to sort of... They don't have ears on their funny heads. They're just round. But it's been not a lot of people like coming in and joining, which I get. I'm still kind of a nobody. But it's hard to you know, keep everything lively when it's just me, which is fine. But like, I'm a bona fide yapper. I'll just sit here and yap about whatever. I tend to just kind of yap into the ether, whether I have an audience or not. And that's fine. But yeah, I figure with like school going on and everything, you know, I figure with school going on and everything, I usually don't stay on top of like practicing art as much as I'd like. They don't have little noses on the little guys either. Okay, how am I liking this? Get that out of there. Yeah, it's fun so far. Maybe the head's a little pointy. So yeah, it's like I have a lot of like the basics, but I'd like to get back to a point where like I can be a little bit more, you know, creative with my art again. Lately it's just been kind of like I've been having fun with the thumbs at like from a creative standpoint. You know, using them as a way of like expressing myself a bit. Should I have a bee? Yeah, why not? I forget what my little guy looks like. I know I usually do the crab hat. I don't really want to do the crab hat. Here. Oh, nope. 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 Let me turn on some light. Because, yeah, the lights in my entire upstairs in my apartment don't work anymore. I tried with the breaker, but didn't really fix anything, so I don't know what to do with that. yeah, I don't know what to talk about that's not just like school related. um because I have some crazy lore. It's just kind of like you don't really think to tell like all of like your life stories and stuff when it's just you. But maybe it's because I don't have music. I don't know. I'll come back to this at some point. Maybe I'll just work on this touch because I have this character design that I've been working on that I've been meaning to touch up because the first time I went through with it, it's totally like a rough, but I didn't realize how rough until after the fact, and so it really needs to be like touched up, like cleaned up a bit, because there's a bunch of like holes and stuff gaping through, and it wasn't really the vibe I was going for. But yeah, I've been working on this character on and off for a while. Not sure yet if I'm gonna be able to do what I want with her, but I don't even want to hear that it looks exactly like my thing, because that's kind of the point. Well, I guess it's not the point, but I do like this color scheme, so that's kind of why I went with it for like my usual. No. The like overall color scheme is a little bit unusual for me, I'll say. Like doing like the purple, pink, and gold, because like taking like we've got like the like body and like hair colors and stuff. I don't think I like the skin color, I will say. I think it's a little I think I had wanted something more peachy, but this one's a little bit more like yellowy. And I don't really think I like that so much. Oh, whoa, nope. Is this more pink? This looks purple. Yeah, that's what I thought. Duh. Yeah, that's more periwinkle. So those are fun. I think, because is that the same? Man, color theory. Weird. But then the outfit colors being like white and pink with the periwinkle and like gold and like this pink color. Yeah, it's not my usual color schema, but I had fun with it. I did have fun designing this. But because this is really just a rough sketch, so I might at some point put like a fuller like thing together for it. I don't know. But right now, she's in design purgatory until I can get done what I'd like with it. But that's a secret, I think. And if it is a secret, I'm not going to be the one to divulge it. I'm not going to be the one to talk about it. I promise. It's so much less interesting than I'm making it out to be, I think. But yeah, I've been working on this one for a bit. Designing stuff is hard. Especially when it's like, you know, you try to come up with like something original and there's not like such thing as like full blown original. Like you can only be as original as like the next guy. You can only do something like, you know, you hope unique with the things that inspired you. Unless everyone else is just built different and I need to get good, which could totally be the case. I'm considering starting to do like seasonal like anime tier lists. I know I'm completely swinging out of left field. I'm also hungry, so that might be leading into the ADHD brain rot. But yeah, I've been thinking about doing like anime tier lists or I don't know, something involving that, because I usually tend to keep up with seasonal anime releases. And well, I'm like, if everything can and could be content, why not, right? But anyway, even though I've been thinking about that, because I only brought that up because I was like, what anime am I watching? Because I'm sure nobody wants to hear me talk about K-pop Demon Hunters again. And I know this season of anime just wrapped up, or is actively wrapping up. And all the new stuff is going to be pouring in now that it's October. But that being said, actually, I'm going to see what's coming out. Let's take a look-see on what's coming out. "3D waifu shooter RPG." Okay, so let's just go ahead and do a fun little... Oh, duh. So we just wrapped up on the second season of Dandadan, which I love Dandadan. I know it's not for everybody, and that's fair, and that's valid. Not everybody has to like the same stuff. It is hard. Okay, side tangent. Because I've had this conversation a couple of times with people recently where, and this will not interest people who aren't into anime, sorry. But it's hard to recommend anime to people, even fellow anime fans, sometimes, because with anime, there's just a certain level of like, how weird are you willing to go? Like, you can, even if you know a person really well, you can't always just like assume. Like, I have some friends and I'm like, oh, y'all are weirdos. But are you, like, that doesn't mean that I can recommend you something that like is about, like, is a body horror thing. Like, I know you're weird about, like, I don't know an example off the top of my head, but it's like, I know you're weird about this, but that doesn't inherently mean that I can show you. Like, what is up with, okay, not to be like, oh, men, right? But there's like a pattern I've noticed. Oh, hello. Sorry, I didn't see that there was a chat. I was just ranting off in my own little world for a second. Hello, person in chat. How are you? Just been rambling about anime to myself like a well-adjusted person. Anime is so broad and yeah, okay. So that's exactly what I'm talking about here. Hi. Thank you for adding on to that. Yeah, so I've been a big anime fan for a long, long time, but like my first exposure to stuff was like Sailor Moon and Hamtaro. So like really innocent like cutesy sort of normal stuff, right? Whereas, so at the last place I worked, one of the girls I was talking to, it got brought up that I like anime. And she like cringed. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna get offended. Let's address this. And so I was like, okay, so you look grossed out. What's up? Let's talk. And she was like, oh, anime's just really weird. And I was like, well, why? Okay, why do you say that? Like, 'cause some of it absolutely is, but like, you know. And she was like, well, and the amount of time, like, if I could make a nickel off of every time I've heard or had like pretty much one-to-one this exact interaction, I would have like $1 because I've had this exact thing happen like several times where I'll have like these people be like, yeah, anime's just really weird, like my boyfriend tried to show me something, and I'm like, oh, well, what did he try to show you? And like 9 times out of 10 they're like, oh, have you heard of Attack on Titan? And I'm like, why would someone try to show you Attack on Titan as your first introduction to anime and expect you to like keep up with it or like it or not think it's weird or for like, it's like, I talked to this guy in my art courses once, and I genuinely think he should be studied for science, because he once said that he recommended his girlfriend, he had his girlfriend sit down and watch Goblin Slayer with him. And I'm like, that would be horrifying. Like, that should get you put on a list, mate. Oh, I watched a little bit of Sonic X here and there. I definitely never watched the full series or anything. But I was always really curious. Like, I was never like big on Sonic myself, but I loved the character designs. But yeah, Sonic seems like a good intro. Like, I feel like it's easiest to get into anime as a kid. 'Cause like a lot of those are like easy entry points almost. Yeah, like, it's not for everyone, for sure. If there's like a lag between me responding to something you put in chat and you putting it in chat, that just kind of tends to happen. But don't think I'm ignoring you if I don't get to something you say. But yeah, like, I feel like there's also just a lot of people who, I feel like anime, as opposed to like Western cultures, like, they're a little bit less afraid to dig into like taboo, I guess. 'Cause like, I feel like, you know, Western like adult cartoons tends to be like, you know, people think like, oh, adult cartoons, they think like Family Guy and stuff, and it's like, well, you know, like, they just think like raunchy humor, and I'm like, no, girl, I think of Inuyasha. Like, I'm thinking like stuff I used to, because I did used to watch Inuyasha as a kid. I probably shouldn't have, but whatever. But yeah, I used to sneak downstairs at like 3 a.m. To go watch Inuyasha because I loved the art and I loved the storyline. But like, it was definitely, I'd say Inuyasha was probably my first step beyond. Oh, Digimon is, oh my gosh. Wait, okay. So Digimon. that's another great entry point that I had. I watched the original Adventure anime. I, for some reason, never really got into O2. I'll say that Digimon Tamers is my goated Digimon season. Which, oh, did you hear that? Actually, speaking of Digimon, there actually is going to be a new season, a new Digimon anime coming out, I think this month, I want to say. So I haven't finished Ghost Game yet, which was the last season. I had started watching it and fell off of it for some reason. But it was good. So I'm kind of like optimistic because this next one, I forget what it's called. Chris, I didn't really get into the remake, for Sailor Moon very much. But the OG anime was, I'm sure it's aged by now. But I'm about to totally date myself here. I used to go to Blockbuster, and if I didn't get the Hamtaro, this was back when I was like really little, but I would, if I didn't get, if I didn't get the Hamtaro DVD, I would get the Sailor Moon DVD. And then once I found out that you can use the internet to watch anime, I was like, oh, it's all over now. This is going to be my new thing forever. Yeah, Beat Break, that's the one. The main one, yeah, I will say I do kind of agree. The Digimon designs are a little goofy this time around. Like, I think the main one is Geckomon, I want to say. I think that's what he's called, at least. I kind of like the red panda guy. He does remind me a lot of Shoutmon, I think, which, apologies ahead of time if you're a Cross Wars fan at all. Cross Wars wasn't really great. Didn't do a lot of good things for the franchise, but hey. I have to look this up. Main article, Geckomon. I will say, he is kind of a funny guy. Try. Oh, yeah, I know a lot of people didn't like Try. I'm pretty ambivalent towards it. I didn't like... I think, it's kind of like... I feel like Digimon Adventure kind of gets the Kanto Pokemon treatment where, like, every remake is about the original, and it's like, we could do without. It's like the get off of her meme. But I think with Try, I mostly didn't like the girl that they introduced in it. I just didn't see the point in it, which, I don't think, it just wasn't for me. And then there was that period where they had like a weird break and they focused on making Applemon, which I don't really know what was up with Applemon. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I was kind of invested. Oh, yeah, I mean, Digimon Survive does give a good amount of, adventure stuff with the whole, like, isekai and then the, like, old buildings and stuff. I definitely see the inspiration there. Which I have been liking my Digimon Survive playthrough. It's been fun. Which I guess, like, because for years I've, like, lamented there not being, like, a Tamers remake, but, like, on at the same time, I'm like, oh man, if this is like, because after watching Try, I was like, oh, if this is like the remake. After watching Try, and then I think Adventure 2020. Okay, Adventure 2020 was rough. I did not finish it. Because that thing was, whoa, that thing was a struggle. Oh man, I forgot there's different endings. I've been just kind of playing it blindly, hoping for the best. I kind of haven't even really put into too much thought into like what the different endings could be. To be fair, I think I'm still kind of like early game. But it's definitely fun. I think the idea of making like a Digimon VN, like visual novel, is like honestly really smart. Like I think Digimon is like really smart as like Pokemon's main competitor, in the sense that like they really aren't afraid to try new genres, and I think that they're like really aware of like the fact that they do have an older fan base now, like generally speaking. Oh yeah, I've been liking. I like these changes I've made. I'm glad I did this art stream, because I've been putting off working on stuff for so long. Anyway, sorry if I ever seem like I'm getting, well, not seem, but if I ever get off off topic, task. I just kind of vibe. Yeah, I know. I remember, I think during COVID, there was like this reading of like a potential like Tamers script, and I don't fully remember it. I think I cast it out of my brain because it was like so cringy. But I know that there was like a script for like a potential oh, where are they now, like update for Tamers. But I'm like, Tamers is such a good piece of media. Like I don't, if they're gonna ruin it, I would like, my desire to have more of it isn't important enough for them to potentially ruin it. Time Stranger, that's the game that just again, I don't know if it's out or not yet, but that's the game, right? The most recent game. And yeah, piggybacking off of what you're saying, I think I'm inclined to really agree with you here, because I'm also a Pokemon fan. But like, and each like new gen that's come out recently has had like, everything has its pros and cons. But I think with the newest Pokemon stuff, like I really don't think they're taking advantage of the fact that like, because it's not that they don't have any younger fans, like by any means, but I do think that they're ignoring the fact that like the majority of their fan base, like it's been around like way longer than like I even started playing it, because I didn't start playing it until like the 2000s, but like they've had fans. Like if you were a fan of it as a kid in like 1990 whatever, and you're still a fan of it today, like they have like a lot of fans in like their 30s and up, that I just don't think that they're like tapping the market for. And I think that like Digimon's been like really willing to come in and like sweep that. Cause yeah, I mean, one, like, I think we can all agree that, like, whether people, like, liked Scarlet and Violet and all of that, they weren't finished games. Like, they just weren't finished. Yeah, it's not the same. Which, it doesn't have to be the same, but I think the ways in which it's adapted, it hasn't adapted well to the times. And I don't think I just think the problem is that it hasn't grown with its fan base. I think is a problem. Like, it's weird to me that the games, like, now are more handholdy than ever, when, like, the majority of its fans, like, you know, are gamers. Like, I started having issues, like, in Sun and Moon, which I liked Sun and Moon, I really did. But I started noticing that the game, like, didn't really give the player as much agency starting in that gen. And I think, like, a lot of us have an issue with, like, not really having a lot of agency. I've been having a problem with the design, like, the quality of the design work, which I'm not, like, the best artist in the world or anything by any means. Maybe I'll do some well, actually, I've been meaning to do some fan Digimon designs too, but I do have, like, fan Pokemon designs I've been meaning to, like, go back and, like, retouch and update, so maybe I'll do that as a future art stream at some point. But yeah, I just feel like the overall quality has been, like, severely on the decline for Pokemon. And I haven't even been keeping up with the Pokemon, and, like, I know that they ended the, like, Ash Ketchum one, and then they, like, immediately introduced, like, a new, like, era of the Pokemon anime. I haven't been keeping up with it. That I do. The thing you said about the, like, DLC before the game's even out, like, that's crazy work. Like, oh man, like, that's another thing is, like, you can't release an unfinished, unpolished game, like, for, like, $60-$70 and then, like, immediately announce, like, paid DLC. Because that's an issue that I've had when discussing this with people sometimes, is that, like, even if they don't like the core game, a lot of people really like the DLCs. And I'm like, okay, counterpoint, it should have been part of the game. Like, it should have been part of the main game then. They're just trying to get a cash grab. Like, it's not that I don't think that there's any place in the world for DLC, but I don't know. I just think some of these companies have gotten pretty greedy. I just think that they could do to tone it down a bit and actually make, like, the fact that we're in the stage of capitalism that just, like, doesn't have, like, good quality products. Like, it's one thing to, like, be like, oh yeah, here's our products, and then all of them suck and we don't even actually own it. And I'm like, oh, thanks, capitalism. I sure like my big bag of nothing. Yeah, I think Nintendo's gotten a little comfy lately, especially with, like, the whole Switch 2 stuff. Like, I know I can't afford a Switch 2, but, like, the idea of, like, an $80 video game, I'm like, get out of here. Like, there's the whole thing with Silk Song, right? The whole thing with the Hollow Knight sequel. So it's on my playlist. It's on my to playlist. I do fully intend on getting into that series someday. I have not yet, but it's kind of impossible to avoid news about it. But I think like seeing that game be so successful, and it's only like I think what 20 or $30 like for the game by like an indie studio that like everyone's like losing their minds over. I'm like, yes, more of that please and thank you. Yeah, I mean, nothing I've seen about the Switch 2 has made me like inclined to get it. Okay, so I'm about to like introduce a thing that people who know me know that it's one of my like major Marie is annoying about this things. I've been wanting more than anything else. I've been wanting a new Pokemon Ranger game for years. Do I think it'd be good if they made one now? Absolutely not. But I love the Pokemon Ranger franchise more than anything else. But considering like they wouldn't be able to make it, like I don't think they'd be able to make it work on the Switch, and like they don't do like any DS stuff anymore. I'm like, instead of a Switch 2, I'm like, can we have like an updated like modern like DS? $20, yeah. Like I just don't think video games have any business being $80. Especially not like, I don't care that who wants an open world Mario Kart game? Like normal Mario Kart doesn't even like if you go the wrong direction. Like who? Okay, maybe controversial, maybe a hot take, maybe a lukewarm take, I don't know. Yes, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Okay, I was so disappointed when like that they were like, "Oh, new Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game coming out." But then it was just like a remake of the first games, and I'm like, "No, I wanted new content," cuz the last one that they made was really like, I've not been disappointed with a Mystery Dungeon game that I've played. Like, and I honestly think that like the Switch is a good console for it. I just don't think that they were ambitious enough. They're just not being very creative lately. Oh my gosh, like a Pokemon Conquest would go so, like, they're just not really creative with their spin. Like, I love the Pokemon spin-off games. Okay, so back to the controversial thing I was gonna say, because I loved Breath of the Wild. I did. It's an amazing game. Every acclaim that it gets, I think, is accurate and fair. I will say, like ever since then, the whole resulting, like everything needing to be like open world since then, I don't agree with that. I don't think every single video game needs to be open world, and I don't think like every video game has business being open world. Yeah, I didn't even play DX. Like that's the remake one, right? Like no, wait, is that the one that was like kind of the dud in the middle? I know that there was one that was like kind of a whatever entry in the middle. But I don't think I had the console for it, so I didn't play it. But I know 3D Mystery Dungeon was good, because that was for the 3DS. And I know I loved Explorers of Sky, which was like the like Time and Darkness like extra one that they did. It was from the same thing. It's basically the same story. Yeah, I just don't think, like, especially, like, I think open world doesn't really work for games that are, like, I don't know, like, when they were like, oh, open world Pokemon game, I was like, okay, it doesn't need to be, which, you know, I don't know. I don't want to be like a negative Nancy about it either, but it also clearly hasn't worked. At least in my humble opinion. So I just don't think everything needs to be open world, and I think it's kind of like, it gives the vibe of like all these companies that like insist that everything has to have like AI now. And I'm like, no, my fridge doesn't need AI. My Google searches don't need AI. Like, it's giving that. It's like, no, not all my video games need open world. I'm okay with a linear. What happened to the good, humble linear storyline? We love a linear story. We love a storyline. Like, if anything, if a game doesn't have a good storyline, I'm probably not going to play it. I've been meaning to get into Final Fantasy okay, so I'm a big RPG fan too, especially, oh yeah, you did say JRPG. I do love a good JRPG. And I have been meaning to get into Final Fantasy for a while. But, you know, limited time, limited money. But, yeah, I like a linear storyline. Like, I like something that's just like, I do appreciate a video game that's like, here's the story I'm trying to tell, and it's interactive, and here you are experiencing it. And it's like, yeah, I can respect that. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. I'm not a fan of these shoes. Kingdom Hearts? I assume that's what KH means, at least. Because if it is, to speak on Kingdom Hearts, because it's funny, because I actually was just thinking about Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, okay, so I was right. Yeah, so I never had, because I wasn't ever a PlayStation player, but I did get, like, a bundle of, like, 3 of the Kingdom Hearts games. I think it's like the 3 main games that are out for it. But I got like a Steam bundle of them, which I don't know how good they are to play on Steam. But I mean, if I don't have a PS2 in the year of 2025, I'm not likely to get one now. Like, I'm not likely to just go out and get a PS2. But I do fully intend on playing and streaming it at some point. I just didn't think doing it while I'm still a much smaller channel was a good idea. It felt like I don't know. I don't know if it is or not, but like, if I'm justified in feeling like I should wait on that. Even though I've been curious about it for a long time. It seems so funny to me. Like, I'm sure that there's like a lot of value to it outside of it just being funny. But I love I love Kingdom Hearts memes. I think at this point I'm just kind of a Kingdom Hearts fan through osmosis. Mm. I do want to get into more like weird indie games though. Like as well. Like I've been really meaning cuz I do have a couple like itch.io games that I got from like a bundle a while back that I just never sat down and played. But like I feel like especially like with the way things have been like with Nintendo and like you know big brand game devs in general, like I've been really meaning to like turn my attention a bit to like indie game studios and stuff. But there's also the matter that of because lately I've just been trying to clean through my my Steam library because I'm definitely guilty of and this is how they get you of Steam just having like great sales all the time. So I'll be like, oh, this game is like $3 right now. I should get it. And then I get it. And then it stays in my Steam library forever. Oh yeah, anything that you want to say about I'm guessing you're talking about Kingdom Hearts specifically. The only game I ever touched Kingdom Hearts wise was one of the DS spin-offs that I had a totally legal access to that I played by myself legally. I think it was like a DS one of the DS games. I don't remember which one. Maybe this should be more of like a that. Should this be more like shirt there? Maybe. That actually doesn't look so bad. Oh gosh, what was my brain doing? Fun part of having ADHD. Yeah, I've been wanting to play more like weird, like even like shorter games. Because I think I'm also just kind of exhausted with like every game needing to be like 80 hours long. Oh, there's different collections? Are there different, like on Steam? Because I know I bought a collection of like 3 games, but I do not remember off the top of my head. Because again, it was likely one of those like, ooh, Steam sale. This thing that's usually like $50 is $20 or whatever, you know the way that they usually get you. I think the game that I had played a little bit before was Birth by Sleep. It sounds familiar. Oh, all of them are on Steam. So wait, okay. So something I never understood about Kingdom Hearts, because I like a lot of people have like they bring up Final Fantasy stuff like with Kingdom Hearts. So are some of those characters actually from Final Fantasy, or is that like a joke because they're in the same style? Because if they're just like full on Final Fantasy characters, that's kind of hilarious. It's a rhythm game. I did not know that there was a Kingdom Hearts rhythm game. That's hilarious. I do love rhythm games, but I'm unfortunately not able to well, I'm sure like like I'm sure if I played something like Beat Saber, or I'm sure whatever way that game is, I'm sure I would do better. But I'm kind of not really, okay, allowed is strong, but I'm not really supposed to be playing phone rhythm games anymore. Like mobile rhythm games. Because I hurt myself back in my Love Live era. And anytime I play rhythm games now that require like my fingers, like my fingertips, I have like phantom pain. It's stupid. It's like the stupidest thing ever, but oh god, Square Enix is a crazy thing to cross over into. I say this as somebody who tends to like Square Enix, but I know they're weird. Not every one of their games can be a winner. The Square Enix, what is it? Ubisoft games specifically? I kind of want to change over in here. There's just something so funny and charming about being like, okay, so for our next big game franchise, we're gonna do a crossover with the Kingdom with the Final Fantasy people and Mickey Mouse. So funny. It's like it's funny, but it's also like kind of genius. Oh, they're mostly gone. That's lame. So I know that amongst like Kingdom Hearts fans, there's like a debate on which one people consider to be the best one. So as somebody who's never played any of them, I ask what is your opinion? Cuz like whenever I have a starting point, like what's a good starting point? I guess I could say. Cuz like um with a lot of things, like especially older franchises, like I'm saying this as a person who back when I was like trying to get into Doctor Who, I literally tried to start with the first Doctor. Like I'm talking like the old black and white TV series. Um which a lot of people give me flack for. I never ended up like finishing the series. Like I never made it to like the second Doctor or anything. Sci-fi is not usually my big thing. But I actually did kind of have fun with the older one, I'm not even gonna lie. But I bring that up because I know that I'm kind of a weirdo, and that when people are like, oh, here's this long-standing like franchise you should get into, I'm like, okay, I'll go back to the very beginning. And usually that's not what people mean. Oh, so they are meant to be played in order. Oh. Okay. That's good to know. So it would be better to start with the older games then, in respect to Final Fantasy. Oh, Kingdom Hearts is. Oh, okay. So my understanding of Final Fantasy was correct. Because I know that, with Final Fantasy, not all the stories are, like, related or something like that. Again, my gaps in knowledge are showing. Okay. Okay. I know a lot of people. I do agree. A lot of people like the shorter hair version of this, and I do think I agree. Oh, okay. So they don't all take place in the same, like, universe. Okay. Okay. I think I'm gonna save on here. And then, let's see. I do think, considering that it is getting a little bit later and I do still have schoolwork to do, I probably will be ending the stream in a minute. But it was super nice having you in. I always love when I'm able to get somebody in who can actually keep me some company. So thank you for that. It was really nice talking with you. And yeah, oh, here. Yeah, that makes sense. No, but literally, I'm not stopped yapping, and I love being able to have somebody in chat, especially that I can talk to, rather than just sitting here and trying to come up with random topics to talk about. So no, I really loved having you in. But I will probably be hopping off for the evening. I'm thinking about doing, if you're specifically interested in the art streams, I'm thinking about doing them like this time, like once a week, to like keep myself in practice of it. Otherwise, I do have like stream schedules and stuff coming up. If you ever wanted to hop in and chat again, I'd love to. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off for the night. It was nice meeting ya. Night chat, night stream. Oh, I say as my me trying to gracefully end stream while my mouse is stuck in the corner. Yeah, you have a good one. Hope to see you next time. Bye.